Then George said to me, "How's the boyfriend?" I said, "I don't have one." And he said, "Good, let's go out tonight." And this started our relationship.
Pattie Boyd, the iconic model and muse of the 1960s, has captivated the hearts of many with her stunning beauty and captivating presence. As a former wife of both George Harrison and Eric Clapton, Boyd's life has been intertwined with some of music's most legendary figures. So, what has Boyd come out to reveal about the love triangle? And is the relationship all theirs to the enchanting beauty? In a bold move, at the ripe old age of 80 years old, Pattie Boyd confesses he was the love of her life. Pattie Boyd and George Harrison, the chance encounter. What does it really mean to be a muse? Few know the answer to this better than Pattie Boyd, the classic rock's ultimate muse. And looking back at the 1960s, it's not so hard to see why. In a world where fashion, music, and art converged, she was a shining star. Pattie Boyd, with her ethereal beauty and captivating presence, left an indelible mark on the era. But one aspect of her life has garnered more audience than most shows. With her expressive eyes that sparkled with a hint of mischief, and her long, silky blonde hair that cascaded down her back like a golden waterfall, she captivated the hearts and souls of some of music's biggest names. Here's how it all started. It was a chance encounter that would change the course of Pattie Boyd's life forever. At just 19, with her 20th birthday just around the corner, she met George Harrison on March 2, 1964. Boyd was already in a relationship with photographer Eric Swain at the time, and she politely declined Harrison's initial invitation. However, fate had other plans. After ending her relationship with Swain, Boyd found herself drawn to Harrison's charismatic presence. Their first official date was a visit to the exclusive Garrick Club, chaperoned by Brian Epstein, the Beatles' manager. As the Beatles embarked on concert tours, Boyd and Harrison's relationship blossomed. They would steal moments together whenever their schedules allowed, cherishing every second of their time together. In July 1964, Harrison purchased Kinfauns, a house in Esher, Surrey, as a refuge from the chaos of central London. Boyd soon became a regular resident at Kinfauns, finding solace in the peaceful surroundings. Their lives were not without unexpected adventures. In early 1965, Boyd had her first encounter with LSD during a dinner party at their dentist's home. Unbeknownst to the guests, John Riley had secretly laced their coffee with the psychedelic substance. As Boyd prepared to leave with Harrison and the Lennons, Riley revealed his prank, leaving Boyd in an agitated state. The night descended into chaos, with Boyd threatening to break a shop window and the group mistakenly believing a lift was on fire. Despite the unpredictability of their lives, Boyd and Harrison's love continued to grow. They became engaged on Christmas Day of that year and married on January 21st the following year, in a quiet ceremony at Epsom Register Office. Harrison later praised Boyd for broadening his outlook and credited her with bringing balance to their relationship. As the Beatles' touring days came to an end, Boyd and Harrison embarked on a 6-week journey to India, invited by Ravi Shankar, the renowned Indian classical musician. While Harrison studied the sitar, Boyd began learning to play the dilruba, a bow-played string instrument. Their time in India was filled with creativity and spiritual exploration as they immersed themselves in the local culture and traditions. Upon their return to England, Boyd and Harrison continued to pursue their interests in yoga and vegetarianism. Boyd's dilruba lessons with Shiv Dayal Batish further deepened her connection to Indian music. As the summer of 1967 unfolded, Pattie Boyd found herself at the forefront of a cultural phenomenon. On June 25th, she joined a gathering of friends and fellow musicians in the Beatles' groundbreaking Our World broadcast of All You Need Is Love. The song's message of unity and love resonated deeply with Boyd, who shared her husband George Harrison's fascination with Eastern mysticism. Boyd's interest in spirituality had already led her to join the spiritual regeneration movement in February 1967. She became increasingly drawn to the teachings of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and her enthusiasm sparked Harrison's curiosity. Together, they decided to attend Maharishi's lecture on transcendental meditation at the London Hilton on August 24th. The encounter left a lasting impression on both of them, and they soon found themselves traveling to a seminar hosted by the Maharishi in Bangor, Wales, alongside the other Beatles and their partners. The journey continued into the early parts of the following year, when Boyd and her sister Jenny accompanied Harrison to the Maharishi's ashram in Rishikesh, India. The experience was transformative, as they immersed themselves in meditation, yoga, and the teachings of the Maharishi. Boyd's observations of the Beatles' dynamic during this period revealed a unique bond that existed among the band members, a connection that transcended their relationships with others. In conversations with Beatles' biographer Hunter Davies, Boyd reflected on the Beatles' influence and their potential to drive positive change. She wished that the band would use their platform to champion a cause, much like Marlon Brando had done for homeless children. Boyd's presence and inspiration played a significant role in shaping some of Harrison's most iconic compositions, including I Need You, If I Needed Someone, Love You Too, Something, and For You, Blue. Her influence extended beyond music, as she brought a sense of spirituality and creativity to Harrison's life. But what is without the usual challenges that come with celebrity marriages? Let's find out. Fault in Their Stars. The whirlwind of fame, romance, and fortune that surrounded the couple in the late 1960s and early 1970s was not without its challenges. On March 12, 1969, Pattie Boyd and George Harrison found themselves at the center of a controversy that would tarnish their reputation. On the same day, Paul McCartney married Linda Eastman. Boyd and Harrison were arrested at their home for possession of cannabis. The authorities' less than tolerant attitude towards the Beatles was evident in the harsh treatment they received. Both Boyd and Harrison pleaded guilty and were fined £250 each, a hefty sum at the time. Despite this setback, the couple's life continued to unfold in the public eye. In March 1970, they moved to Friar Park, a stunning Victorian neo-Gothic mansion in Henley-on-Thames. The grand estate became a symbol of Harrison's growing success as a songwriter and musician. However, their relationship was beginning to fray. Harrison's increasing devotion to Indian spirituality, particularly the Hare Krishna movement, created a divide between them. The couple's inability to start a family further strained their relationship, with Harrison's refusal to consider adoption leaving Boyd feeling heartbroken. As the tensions mounted, Boyd made the bold decision to resume her modeling career, defying Harrison's spiritual convictions. The move marked a turning point in their relationship, as Boyd began to reassert her independence and individuality. The cracks in their marriage soon became irreparable. In 1973, Boyd began an affair with Faces guitarist Ronnie Wood, while Harrison had an affair with Wood's wife Chrissy. The tangled web of relationships ultimately led to Boyd's decision to leave Harrison in July 1974, citing his repeated infidelities as the reason. The final straw came when Harrison had an affair with Ringo Starr's wife Maureen, a betrayal that left Boyd shattered. Despite the tumultuous end to their marriage, Boyd and Harrison maintained a deep affection for each other. Now, at 80 years old, Boyd looks back on a life filled with iconic moments, and amidst the glamour and fame, Boyd confesses that one man remains the love of her life. That man is none other than George Harrison, a testament to the enduring power of love and connection that has shaped her life's narrative. Back in a 2007 memoir, Boyd described Harrison as her soulmate. Author Ian Inglis describes Boyd as Harrison's closest companion, someone who shared in his triumphs and tragedies. Their relationship was marked by both the highs of international Beatlemania and the lows of personal struggle. Boyd's solicitor, Pattie Grafton Green, later remarked on the sensitivity and respect shown by both parties during the divorce proceedings, a rare display of civility in the often contentious world of high-stakes divorces. The couple's divorce was finalized on June 9, 1977, bringing an end to a chapter in their lives that would forever be etched in the annals of music history. But that wouldn't be Boyd's only high-profile marriage. So, how did it go with Eric Clapton? Let's delve into that. Marriage to Eric Clapton. In the late 1960s, an unexpected meeting between Eric Clapton and George Harrison blossomed into a deep and enduring friendship. As they collaborated on music projects, Clapton found himself increasingly drawn to Harrison's wife, Pattie Boyd. The infatuation was all-consuming, and Clapton briefly attempted to distract himself by dating Boyd's sister, Paula. However, his feelings for Boyd only intensified, inspiring some of his most iconic work. The album, Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs, recorded with Derek and the Dominoes in 1970, was a testament to Clapton's unrequited love for Boyd. The hit song Layla remains a powerful expression of longing and desire, drawing inspiration from the timeless tale of Layla and Majnun, a Persian story of star-crossed lovers. When Boyd rejected Clapton's advances, he descended into a dark period of heroin addiction and self-imposed exile, lasting 3 years. Years later, in 1974, Clapton's feelings for Boyd reignited. According to actor John Hurt, a dramatic guitar duel took place at Friar Park, Harrison's estate, as Clapton and Harrison engaged in a symbolic showdown over Boyd's affections. The tension ultimately proved too much for Harrison and Boyd's marriage. Boyd's subsequent marriage to Clapton on March 27, 1979, in Tucson, Arizona, seemed like a fairy tale ending. However, behind the glamour of their celebrity union, Boyd struggled with the pressures of her marriage. She turned to heavy drinking as a coping mechanism, masking her difficulties behind a polished public image. Clapton later acknowledged the darker aspects of their relationship, admitting to mistreating Boyd during their marriage and struggling with full-blown alcoholism. The couple's desire to start a family was met with heartbreak, as they faced repeated miscarriages despite trying in vitro fertilization twice. Despite these challenges, Boyd and Clapton maintained a close bond with Harrison, who affectionately referred to Clapton as his husband-in-law and guitarist-in-law. The complex web of relationships between these three icons of music has continued to fascinate the world. The sparkle had long since faded from Pattie Boyd and Eric Clapton's marriage by the late 1980s. The years of Clapton's alcoholism and numerous affairs had taken their toll, and Boyd finally left him in April 1987. The divorce was granted 2 years later on the grounds of infidelity and unreasonable behavior, a painful reminder of the tumultuous years they had endured together. Boyd would later reflect on the complexities of their relationship, wondering if Clapton's pursuit of her had been driven more by a competitive dynamic with George Harrison than genuine love. Despite the heartbreak, Boyd's legacy as a muse and inspiration to some of rock's greatest musicians remains unparalleled. Rolling Stone hailed her as a legendary rock muse in 2007, acknowledging the profound impact she had on the music of Harrison and Clapton. The love triangle between Boyd, Clapton, and Harrison has become the stuff of rock and roll legend. with Alan Light of the New York Times describing it as one of the most mythical romantic entanglements in rock and roll history. Boyd's influence can be heard in some of Clapton's most iconic love songs, including Layla, Bell Bottom Blues, and Wonderful Tonight. Clapton also wrote Golden Ring for Boyd, a heartfelt response to her sadness over Harrison's marriage to Olivia Arias. The song, The Shape You're In, addressed Boyd's struggles with drinking, a sad reminder of the challenges she faced during her marriage to Clapton. In 1991, Boyd would leave the glamour and fame to tie the knot with the relatively unknown property developer Rod Weston on April 29, 2015, in a quiet ceremony at the Chelsea Old Town Hall Register Office in London. As Weston jokingly noted, "It's almost our silver anniversary, so we thought we had better get on with it." Boyd's life has come full circle, but where did it all start from? Let's delve into that. Pattie Boyd's early life. Pattie Boyd's life story might have been made famous by her marriage to the two music icons, but her life's far more than her marriages. Born on March 17, 1944, in Taunton, Somerset, Boyd's arrival marked the beginning of a new chapter for her parents, Colin, Jock, Ian Langdon Boyd, and Diana Frances Boyd. Her father, a charismatic figure with a strong sense of adventure, was serving in the Royal Air Force, while her mother, Diana, was a vibrant and nurturing presence. As the war drew to a close, Jock's duties took the family on a series of thrilling journeys, shaping Boyd's early years with a sense of wonder and exploration. The Boyd family's nomadic lifestyle took them to West Lothian in Scotland, where her brother Colin was born in 1946, adding a new member to the family. The following year, they settled in Guildford, Surrey, where her sister Jenny joined the family, bringing joy and laughter to their lives. However, it was in Nairobi, Kenya, where the Boyds lived from 1948 to 1953, that Pattie's childhood truly became a kaleidoscope of colors, sounds, and experiences. Her father, now discharged from the Royal Air Force, immersed himself in the vibrant culture of Africa, while her mother tended to the family's needs with love and care. It was during this period that Boyd's youngest sister, Paula, was born at a hospital in Nakuru, Kenya, in 1951, bringing new joy and excitement to the family. As Boyd grew older, she began to attend Nakuru School near Nairobi as a boarder at the age of 8. The experience was both exhilarating and challenging, as she navigated the complexities of school life in a foreign land. However, it was during a half-term break that Boyd's world was turned upside down. Returning home, she was met with the shocking news that her parents had divorced, a revelation that would forever change the dynamics of her family life. The news sent shockwaves through her young world, leaving her feeling lost and uncertain about her future. In December 1953, Pattie Boyd and her siblings made the long and arduous journey back to England with their mother, who had remarried Bobby Gamer Jones. This new chapter brought two half-brothers, David and Robert, into her life, expanding her family and introducing new relationships. As Boyd navigated her teenage years, she attended several boarding schools, including Hazeldean School in Putney, and the St. Agnes and St. Michael Convent Boarding School in East Grinstead. Despite the challenges of her nomadic childhood, Boyd found solace in her studies and achieved 3 GCEO-level passes in 1961. With a newfound sense of independence, she moved to London and began working as a trainee beautician at Elizabeth Arden's prestigious Bond Street salon. The world of beauty and fashion beckoned, and Boyd was drawn to its vibrant colors and creative energy. A client who worked for Honey magazine inspired her to join an agency and pursue a career as a fashion model. An elegant beauty. Pattie Boyd's journey into the world of fashion began in 1962. a time when London was bursting with creative energy and style. As she stepped onto the runways and posed for cameras in London and Paris, Boyd's ethereal beauty and effortless elegance captivated the hearts of top designers, photographers, and fashion editors. Her gigs were a testament to her rising star status, with regular features in prominent publications such as the UK edition of Vogue, Vanity Fair, Elle in France, and Honey. Fashion spreads in esteemed newspapers like The Daily Telegraph and The Times further solidified her position as a leading model of the era. Boyd's collaborations with renowned photographers like David Bailey, Terence Donovan, and Brian Duffy resulted in some of the most iconic images of the 1960s. Her face graced the cover of British Vogue, a milestone that cemented her status as a fashion icon. The influence of Boyd's style extended far beyond her own work, inspiring other popular models of the day, such as Twiggy, who based their modeling appearance on Boyd's signature look. Twiggy, in particular, has credited Boyd as a major influence, often referencing her as a benchmark for style and beauty. According to journalist Tom Hibbert, Boyd and fellow model Jean Shrimpton became international celebrities in their own right, embodying the quintessential British female look that defined Western fashion for women in the 1960s. This distinctive aesthetic, characterized by mini skirts, long, straight hair, and wide-eyed loveliness, was catapulted to global fame by the international popularity of the Beatles and other British invasion musical acts from that era. Boyd's impact on fashion was not limited to her modeling career. She played a significant role in shaping the style of the era, influencing designers and models alike. One designer in particular, Ossie Clark, was deeply inspired by Boyd's beauty and style. Clark would often call some of his designs Pattie, a testament to the strong bond between the model and the designer. In her autobiography, Boyd fondly recalls her time with Clark, highlighting the creative synergy between them. Boyd's relationship with Clark was just one of many creative collaborations that defined her career. As Boyd's career soared, she found herself at the epicenter of a cultural revolution. In early 1964, Boyd's career took a significant turn when she appeared in a television advertising campaign for Smith's Crisps, directed by Richard Lester. Lester then cast her as a schoolgirl in the Beatles' 1964 film A Hard Day's Night. This period would change the course of her life and career, as Boyd's modeling career skyrocketed as a result of being in the film and the people she met on set, with further assignments for Vogue and Vanity Fair, as well as jobs for Tatler and more TV commercials. According to a 1966 article in the Daily Express, actors, pop singers, hairdressers, and models were London's new privileged class. Boyd's status as a fashion icon and her relationship with Harrison made her a household name, and she was often described as the epitome of 60s stardom. UK underground writer Barry Miles later described her as by far the most glamorous of all the Beatles' wives and girlfriends. Boyd's influence extended beyond the fashion world as she became a style icon for many young women. British fashion designer Mary Quant commented in 1966 that it had become a requisite for contemporary women to strive to look like Pattie Boyd rather than Marlene Dietrich. Quant noted that Boyd's look was characterized by a childishly young and naively unsophisticated aesthetic, which required a great deal of sophistication to achieve. At the request of Gloria Stavers, Boyd began writing a column titled Pattie's Letter from London for the American teen magazine 16. In her column, Boyd reported on the latest trends in Carnaby Street, informed readers about the latest fashion choices of the Beatles and Stones, and gave advice on how to achieve the signature look of the era. But this didn't come without its setbacks. The dark in the spotlight. However, Pattie Boyd's career was not without its challenges. As her relationship with George Harrison deepened, she became the target of hostility from the Beatles' devoted female fans, who often directed their jealousy and anger towards her. The intense scrutiny and constant attention took a toll on Boyd, making it difficult for her to maintain her independence and individuality. To shield Boyd from the pressures of her newfound fame and ensure their privacy, Harrison eventually encouraged her to step back from the spotlight and abandon her modeling career. Beyond the challenges posed by her relationship with Harrison, Boyd also faced the harsh realities of the modeling industry. She had to contend with demanding photographers, designers, and clients who often pushed her to her limits. The constant pressure to maintain a certain image and weight took a toll on her physical and mental health. Boyd has spoken about the difficulties of navigating the cutthroat world of modeling, where beauty and youth were highly prized, and the threat of being replaced by younger models was ever present. Despite these challenges, Boyd found solace in her creative pursuits. Seeking a new outlet, she joined forces with her sister Jenny, also a model, to open a boutique in London's trendy Chelsea market in July 1968. They named it Jennifer Juniper, after Donovan's popular song, infusing the store with a touch of bohemian chic. While Jenny managed the shop, selling antiques and objets d'art, Boyd used her impeccable taste to select unique and stylish items, showcasing her eye for beauty and design. The boutique became a haven for Boyd, allowing her to express her creativity and explore her passion for art and fashion. By the early 1970s, Boyd had largely stepped away from modeling, but she soon found herself drawn back into the industry. She resumed her career, collaborating with Ossie Clark to promote his stunning designs. Her return to the spotlight was marked by a series of high-profile shoots, including a cover assignment in Milan for Italian Vogue with Twiggy and photographer Justin de Villeneuve. Boyd also reunited with photographer David Bailey, gracing the covers of British Vogue with her signature elegance. In another notable shoot, Boyd and her sisters posed for Patrick Litchfield, capturing the essence of sibling style and sophistication. Throughout her career, Boyd demonstrated remarkable resilience and adaptability, navigating the ever-changing landscape of the fashion industry with poise and confidence, characteristics that enabled her to pursue a career in photography. Photography career. Pattie Boyd's creative pursuits extended far beyond the realm of modeling, as she discovered a passion for photography that would become a lifelong endeavor. During the 1960s, Boyd began capturing intimate moments of musicians and friends through her lens, developing a unique perspective that would later define her photographic style. Her membership in the Royal Photographic Society further honed her skills, allowing her to refine her craft and experiment with different techniques. However, it wasn't until 2004 that Boyd felt emotionally ready to revisit her photographs, many of which were taken during her time with George Harrison and Eric Clapton. In a 2008 interview, she reflected on the authenticity of her work, attributing its intimate and relaxed mood to her lack of professional status. Boyd believed that her subjects felt at ease in her presence, allowing her to capture genuine moments that might have been lost in a more formal setting. Boyd's photographs offer a rare glimpse into the lives of two music legends, showcasing the bond she shared with Harrison and Clapton. Her images are not merely snapshots of famous figures, but rather a testament to the enduring power of love, friendship, and creativity. Through her lens, Boyd captured the essence of her subjects, revealing the humanity behind the icons. In 2005, Boyd's photographs were showcased in an exhibition titled Through the Eye of a Muse, which debuted at the San Francisco Art Exchange on Valentine's Day. The exhibition featured Boyd's intimate portraits of Harrison and Clapton, offering a unique perspective on the musicians and their relationship with the photographer. Through the Eye of a Muse went on to appear in various locations around the world, including London, La Jolla, California, and Dublin. The exhibition's success paved the way for further showcases, including appearances in Toronto, Sydney, and Almaty, Kazakhstan. The echoes of Pattie Boyd's tumultuous marriage to Eric Clapton continued to resonate in her life, even years after their divorce. In August 2007, she unveiled her captivating autobiography, Wonderful Today, co-written with journalist Penny Junor. The book offered a candid glimpse into her life as a rock and roll muse, wife, and partner to two of music's most iconic figures, George Harrison and Eric Clapton. As Boyd embarked on a promotional tour, she seemed almost eager to pit her memoir against Clapton's concurrently published autobiography. The juxtaposition of their accounts highlighted the complexities of their relationship, with Clapton later acknowledging the differing perspectives. We each have our different versions of our years together. Reviews of Wonderful Today praised Boyd's unflinching honesty, and the book's behind-the-scenes look at the rock star lifestyle. Lynn Barber of the Daily Telegraph raved about the memoir, calling it absolutely gripping and a revealing exploration of the peculiarities of fame. The book's success was undeniable, as it debuted at the top of the New York Times bestseller list in the United States. With its vivid storytelling and Boyd's unwavering candor, Wonderful Today provided readers with a unique perspective on the highs and lows of her extraordinary life. The memoir stood as a testament to Boyd's resilience and her determination to share her story, unvarnished and true. Boyd's work continued to captivate audiences, leading to additional exhibitions, including Yesterday and Today, The Beatles and Eric Clapton. This exhibition was shown on Santa Catalina Island in California and at the National Geographic headquarters in Washington, D.C., further solidifying Boyd's reputation as a talented photographer. Through her photographs, Boyd has shared her unique perspective with the world, offering a glimpse into the lives of those she loves and admires. Pattie Boyd, Beyond Fame. Even though many contemporary music fans may not know about Pattie Boyd, her story is a captivating one. A story that includes love, fame, and fortune. She boasts a net worth of about $20 million. Boyd is also slated to get a handsome sum for the letters and other memorabilia that she has plans to put on auction. This wealth is attributed to her successful modeling career, her work as a photographer and author, and her association with two of rock music's most iconic figures. As of 2025, Boyd continues to be active in the arts, focusing on photography and participating in exhibitions. She has held exhibitions of her photographs, offering a unique perspective on the rock and roll era through her lens. Boyd also engages in interviews and public appearances, sharing her experiences and insights from her remarkable life. Reflecting on her relationships, Boyd has described her connection with George Harrison as a deep and enduring love, rooted in friendship and shared experiences. Her relationship with Eric Clapton, on the other hand, was characterized by intense passion and tumult. Despite the challenges and eventual divorces, Boyd maintained respect and affection for both musicians, acknowledging the profound impact they had on her life. Pattie Boyd's life has been more than just her career and marriages. She's been a willing giver also. Her philanthropic endeavors have become a defining aspect of her life's work, showcasing her compassion and dedication to giving back. In recent years, she has lent her support to the UK for UNHCR, a humanitarian organization dedicated to protecting and aiding refugees worldwide. Through this partnership, Boyd has launched a poignant portrait series that brings the stories of refugees to the forefront, humanizing their struggles and triumphs beyond the often sensationalized headlines. One of Boyd's most notable charitable achievements is her co-founding self-help addiction recovery program in 1991, alongside Barbara Bach, the former Bond girl and actress. This organization provides a safe space for individuals struggling with addiction, offering a supportive community and resources for recovery. Sharp's mission is built on the principles of mutual support and understanding, reflecting Boyd's own experiences and journey towards healing. Through her charity work, Boyd has demonstrated a profound commitment to using her platform for good. Her efforts with the UK for UNHCR and SHARP have not only raised awareness about critical issues, but have also inspired others to get involved and make a difference. Pattie Boyd's life is a testament to her resilience, adaptability, and creativity, with her impact on rock music, fashion, and photography, continuing to inspire new generations. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out another interesting video by clicking on the video shown on your screen. See you on the other side.